Cooper Flagg's meteoric rise is full of unique encounters with NBA superstars, as well as heartwarming off-the-court gestures, marking Cooper as the future face of basketball. Cooper Flagg's early life. His mom, Kelly Flagg, nearly agreed not to have any more kids after her first pregnancy ended tragically. Cooper's basketball journey has been linked together with his twin brother, Ace. However, they weren't the first set of twins in the Flagg household. Cooper's mom gave birth to twins Hunter and Ryder in 2004, which ended tragically with the loss of Ryder 2 days after birth, and her husband didn't want his wife and his family to go through anything so painful again. The two of them had decided they were not going to have any more kids. However, they ended up changing their minds, and in 2006, she gave birth to another set of twins, who arrived just after 34 weeks and 5 days. The Flaggs came to the Bristol Myers Squibb Children's Hospital at Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in New Brunswick, where they visited children in the neonatal intensive care unit. Later, Cooper said that his and his twin brother's birth was obviously a miracle. And speaking of miracles, how did a kid born in Newport, Maine, grow up to be one of the best basketball prospects of all time? A basketball obsession. It wouldn't take long for people to notice that Cooper wasn't the typical elementary school kid. Looking to challenge him, his mom enrolled him on a 4th grade rec league team when he was only in 2nd grade. She recalled Cooper palming the ball in midair and sprinted to the other side of the court to finish a layup. He was only 7 years old at the time. His instincts were unmatched and were well beyond his age. As a 2nd grader, he never left the floor and would just be exhausted because they would play 2 or 3 games in a day. The next year, he started playing against 5th grade boys while being in the 3rd grade himself. However, it was not a walk in the park for Cooper. The practices were tough and he was often covered in bruises. But he was already growing, so he didn't feel out of place playing against the older kids. His parents continued to push him to challenge himself against better competition. Now, Cooper's parents knew a thing or two about becoming good. They both played at Nokomis. Ralph later played for Eastern Maine Community College, and Mom Kelly remains one of the top talents Nokomis ever produced. The boys were raised with a basketball in their hands, traveling the state to watch games. Cooper's mom coached the Nokomis varsity girls team and has photos of them asleep in various high school rafters. At home, the boys spent hours in the driveway playing pickup with their parents or friends or just one another. During the winter months, the boys would take shovels and shovel out a square in the snow and play with gloves on. Talk about dedication. As the boys grew taller in their first year, Cooper's doctor placed them in the 100th percentile for height, but Cooper was in the 25th percentile for weight. He was nicknamed String Bean, and his mother still calls him Bean. Now, of course, there is another famous Bean in basketball, Kobe Bean Bryant. However, Cooper would mold his game after another rather unique legend. High school stories. Soon enough, Cooper would have a cult-like following. Eventually, his parents formed their own AAU program where they could pour every dollar they raised back into their kids. They let the boys decide on a name. They went with Maine United. They usually drove the family's blue Chrysler minivan. They'd lay the middle row of the seats down so the boys could sprawl out and then play old Boston Celtics tapes on the van's mini DVD player. Now, those tapes were Cooper's basketball education. Larry Bird was his professor and remains his favorite player. And the way those teams played always stuck with Cooper. Watching them every single day maybe brainwashed him into the fact that, well, that's how you play. When Cooper started playing high school ball, his team was really bad. They had finished 1 for 17 for 2 years in a row. However, Cooper brought with him a ton of hype as he was already averaging 6 dunks a game in middle school. That season ended up being one for the ages. The team went 21-1 on their way to capturing the state title. Cooper began to show the same flashes of elite talent that the rest of the world has now caught up on. He averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists that season as a 9th grader. The USA Basketball website highlights one particular outing where he dropped 32 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 blocks, and 3 steals in an early January game. Cooper averaged 20.5 points, 10 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 3.7 steals, and 3.7 blocks per game that season, becoming the first freshman in state history to be named Maine Gatorade Player of the Year, and Nokomis won its first state title. On the ride home to Newport, Ralph and Kelly and other parents of kids who grew up together packed into the Flagg Chevy Suburban singing "We Are the Champions" as loud as they could. But in order to take his game to the next level, he would have to make a very tough decision. Basketball journey. Soon enough, NBA superstars would be chatting it up with Cooper. Midway through Cooper and Ace's freshman season, the Flaggs accepted the inevitable. The twins would have to leave home to reach their full basketball potential. His parents vetted schools nationwide but struggled to find the right fit. Then Montverde invited the Flaggs to watch them in person at a nearby tournament. The school had a reputation for producing 7 first-round NBA picks since 2020. The twins saw Montverde's style, which prioritized the same team principles of the old Celtics teams that they grew up studying. Leaving the gym, Cooper and Ace agreed to go to Montverde. It wasn't an easy transition. So Cooper's parents decided to sell their house in Newport and move to Florida full-time. This made it easier for Cooper and his brother, plus now he could really concentrate on basketball. And it wouldn't take long for NBA superstars to take notice of this young up-and-coming star. During the U16 Peach Jam tournament, Cooper averaged 25.4 points, 13 rebounds, and 5.7 assists, and even had LeBron James approach him at one point to chop it up. We're sure he gave the young stud some wise words of wisdom. In the summer of 2023, Cooper even impressed Stephen Curry because of his unique combination of athleticism, size, length, competitiveness, and skills. While Celtic superstar Jason Tatum applauded Cooper's competitiveness, saying that Cooper knows he's good, but that didn't stop him from competing hard in every single possession he could. He knows he's good, but he realizes he's got a long way to go. He's going at guys, going at the pros. He was trying to block every shot, getting every rebound. He wasn't playing cool. He was playing hard, competing. He was asking questions a lot, listening. Cooper would finish his high school career by being named the Gatorade National Player of the Year, and since then, he has committed to play for Duke. Now, along with these accomplishments, Cooper did something so incredible on the international scene that he was awarded an unbelievable prize: National Highlights. His game has already transitioned to the international scene. Cooper played for the United States Under-17 basketball team at the 2022 FIBA Under-17 Basketball World Cup. He was named to the All-Tournament team after averaging 9.3 points, 10 rebounds, 2.9 block shots, and 2.4 steals per game as the United States won the gold medal. Flagg scored 10 points with 17 rebounds, 8 steals, and 4 block shots in a 79-67 win over Spain in the final. He was named the 2022 USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year for his performance in the Under-17 World Cup and is the youngest player to ever win the award. Cooper is also using his celebrity status to help others. Off the court. He is already helping others. On Instagram, Cooper has over 700,000 followers. He will likely crack the 1 million follower mark soon enough, especially if he balls out in college. He has used his fame for good. Cooper and Ace visited with 10-year-old Yasin Holder, who was born prematurely at 28.5 weeks. His eyes lit up behind his mask as he saw the giant twins. Cooper and Ace presented him with an autographed basketball, and Cooper extended his arms to make a circle so Yasin could shoot hoops through them. And Yasin will always have the memory of meeting Cooper, a fellow premature baby who might never have been born had things gone differently. Like LeBron, he might end up being the #1 pick in the NBA draft.